Hello. And here we are again. Another day, another dollar. Episode 194. I've got such a backlog of subtitling now. What's happened so far? It's Wednesday. So I complained to NHS England yesterday about my GP who refuses to respect my rights under the Equality Act and refuses to call from a non-private number and refuses to return my calls unless I contact NHS England. And this morning at about 10:30 I had a call from someone at the practice and he said, "How can I help you?" And I said to him, "You called me." And he said, "Well, I've got an appointment for you this morning." And I hung up on him. So I've contacted NHS England and they've escalated it to the North East London complaints team. This needs to stop. And then after I contacted NHS England, about half an hour after, I got a text from the practice saying Dr. Kazi will call you on Friday from a non-private number. Not good enough. Dr. Kazi's not the senior clinician up there. Or Kazi, I don't know, Kazi. How do you pronounce it? And the first words out of the senior clinician's mouth should be, "I am sorry, Mr. Gibbons, for the way we have treated you. I can assure you this will never happen to you or anyone with your disability again. Otherwise, I will be hanging up on them as well." Okay, it will take several weeks for North East complaints to get through. But quite frankly, I've waited 2 years for this. Another few weeks ain't going to kill me. Well, hopefully. What else is happening? I've put a complaint in again today to Waltham Forest Council about the bins not being put away and the sheds not being closed by the caretaker, which they didn't investigate last time I put in. But I've copied in the caseworker for the general complaint against Waltham Forest Council for the way they've been treating me. And I've also added in they haven't treated me correctly with complaints, they haven't given me a list of compensation payments, and they haven't provided a list of questions and complaints so that I can understand where they are. And then I get messages from Hayley after I made a comment that she looks miserable on her Instagram post. I'm not going to put up with this. You either respect me or I do not respect you. I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've got complaints against the police, my doctors and the council, all for the same reason. They don't respect disability rights. So be it. 18 months I've been locked in here. No one gives a shit. Dripping tap. 4.5 months. No one gives a shit. My mental health is failing. And I'm surrounded by people that lie. 2 people don't lie to me. I know more than 2 people. But I only trust 2 people. When people tell me they are going to, that normally means I can't be bothered right now. When I'm bored, I'll give you a call or I'll come round or whatever. I am going to is what I hear all my life. I am going to me means I don't want to, but I suppose if you really keep moaning, then I might do something to shut you up. That's what I am going to means to me. I am going to call you on Friday, the doctor said. Fuck you, doctor. I want the senior clinician, a formal apology, compensation would be nice for the way that I've been ignored, and an assurance, a written assurance, that policies will be put in place to respect the Equality Act. You can start with not using private numbers to call people on all the time. You can start with issuing an email address so that if people are housebound, they can send in emails to contact you or to put complaints in. You can start with changing your practice manager from the harpy from hell who lies and says we can't accept non-NHS emails on this email account, when everyone at the practice knows that you accept non-NHS emails, because I used to work for you, remember? Or don't you remember? Billy Gibbons, because it's not the name I went by. Oh, does that ring a bell now? Telling me a pack of lies about your phone system and your email system, when clearly I know your email system inside and out. And the same with your phone system. So don't lie to me. We'll just have to wait and see what NHS England says, or North East Complaints. It'll be interesting to see what Dr. Kazi says on Friday. Since he's not the senior clinician, and he generally, when he calls me after NHS England have been in touch, he generally has a right attitude and comes on all rude and makes up excuses about, well, we did email you, or we didn't contact you because we thought this and we thought that, or we were doing this or we were doing that. No. Go back to school and do some training on customer services. I'm not going to teach you. I offered to teach Waltham Forest Council how to do customer services correctly. I'm not going to do it to the GPs. You're old enough and ugly enough, and you should be trained enough in order to do proper customer service. If you can't do it, go and get trained. There's plenty of courses. One receptionist down there, and that's the newest one, has called me in 2 years. And she was most sympathetic towards me. Your other receptionists aren't. Drip, 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 drip. What's it now? 5 months, 6 months? I've got a bed frame in my living room? Waltham Forest Council refused to help me. I've had offers from the police. Not their job, turn them away. I've had offers from my mental health caseworker. Not his job, turned him away. Waltham Forest Housing, it is their job, and they've done nothing apart from close ranks on me, ignore me, disrespect me, and lie to me. And the Housing Ombudsman, apparently. They've now got 8 days before we finally hear what their excuses are this time. Why haven't they answered all my questions? Why haven't they given me a list of complaints? Why haven't they done this? Why haven't they done that? Why haven't they repaired the faulty tap that they agreed with me 2 months ago? They should have done something. 4 months now I've had a faulty tap. 4 months. Anyway, that's my 10 minutes. I'm going to keep it to 10 minutes this time. Thank you for watching.